Welcome to Agenda Edina, a program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. Energy and environment champions say Edina is now a deeper shade of green. Earlier this month, the City Council approved Edina's first climate action plan.
A 145-page document that's just chock full of important things to be thinking about in terms of the environment.
The plan outlines strategies and actions to support achieving increased climate resilience, reductions in local greenhouse gas emissions, and further advancement of the city's sustainability goals.
The city has done a lot of things regarding sustainability and environment. Is that they are not starting from zero, but I think what this plan gives them is that they are embedded all these climate actions in all their work, in their policy, because one of the great things about the way this plan was developed is that all city staff from different departments were involved.
The plan includes 200 actions that can be taken in Edina to meet goals by 2030. The city's greenhouse gas emission reduction goals are to be compatible with the 2015 Paris Agreement and target a reduction in city operations and community-wide emissions by 45% below 2019 levels. Another goal is to achieve net zero emissions by 2050.
When the EEC approved the plan, they specifically asked about implementation, and they added an action. They amended the plan that said that the city manager, Manager Neal, would develop an implementation plan for the first year, so for the year 2022, and present that to EEC no later than March of next year. So that implementation plan is underway, and there is already that accountability mechanism built in, which we're happy about. We get to, we already know how we're going to talk back with community members and be accountable to them.
Development of the extensive plan took 11 months by a team of 26 people who considered feedback from almost 450 residents. A 20-year resident of Edina working to end the stigma of mental illness in the South Asian community has been recognized with the 2021 Tom Oye Human Rights Award.
I am thrilled to recognize Sally Amarapurkar and Asha USA as our winner.
Human Rights and Relations Commission Chair Michael Epstein presented Sally Amarapurkar with the award earlier this month. It's the highest distinction presented by the Commission, named for an early and longtime member of the group, and recognizing work that advances human rights and equity.
I found that she was one of the individuals who was helping groups from all across the spectrum. So it was very young people who needed help in certain areas, all the way up to the seniors and everyone in between. So she works with the schools. She works with individuals who are struggling in, the midlife, if you want to call it that. And then she goes on and she's working with the seniors.
Amarapurkar created the nonprofit Asha USA to address the stigma of mental illness, but the group now also helps recent immigrants adapt to life in the United States and plans activities for seniors. Through Asha USA, she holds monthly online panel discussions on topics such as breaking the stigma, autism and early intervention, domestic violence, and infertility. Amarapurkar, who works as a cultural liaison for Edina Public Schools, also has a Hindi podcast about parenting.
I had no idea somebody had nominated me, because for me, this is the work that I'm passionate about and I love doing it, and this is just the start for me. I can see there's so much work that needs to be done. So when I got a call from the Human Rights and Relations Committee chairs saying, hey, by the way, you won this year's award, I was surprised, of course, feel very honored, and there's this feeling that when your work gets acknowledged, that okay, I'm making a difference, and that's what it's all about. So every day when you wake up, if I think of how can I make a difference today, and I think that's what it is about.
The Human Rights and Relations Commission will seek nominees for the next Tom Oye Human Rights Award in the fall of 2022. From toys to business tools, drones are fast becoming a common sight across the country. The technology has become easier to use, more affordable, and they can now act as a real-time eye in the sky, broadcasting a high-resolution image to a pilot on the ground. It's no surprise then drones would be a valuable tool for public safety units like the Edina Police Department. In this edition of Agenda, we get an inside look at how the drone team trains to deploy these tools.
Today's drones are doing all kinds of jobs, from entertaining our kids to...
The police department uses drones in many different capacities. We use it to find people, whether they're lost, a dementia patient that's walked away from something. We use it to find bad guys as well, right? Any search and rescue is probably one of the biggest or main objectives of the drone team. And why we have it is it provides that eye in the sky that we just can't get from anything else.
Edina Police Detective Jason Baer helped develop the Edina Police Department's drone team in 2019. Since then, they've been helpful in a number of situations.
It's been used in crash reconstructions, and it's been used in numerous cases where we've looked for burglars and obviously lost kids and lost adults.
Drone use in professional applications is highly regulated by the FAA under the Unmanned Aircraft Systems designation. All drone team pilots are required to be licensed and follow flight restrictions.
There are a lot of regulations as far as drone use or unmanned aircraft system use for law enforcement in particular. With the drone team or the UAS team, not only is it the department's policies that oversee the UAS team, it's the FAA and it's the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. We also need to get certain permissions to fly. We have the eastern side of our city, which is closer to MSP Airport, which has more restrictions, and we have the western side, which is closer to Flying Cloud Airport, which has its own restrictions.
When we take off, we start the video right away.
As a result, team members must undergo specialized training in order to operate the city's drones.
They're going to ask you why you're flying.
In addition to classroom work and written tests,
Time will start, you're going to take off and fly.
they must also
Show proficiency with the various drones that we operate, and they do so by using, in that case, there's a set of buckets where we have to go around and maneuver and show that they can operate the UAS.
Of course, many residents are concerned about their privacy, and rightfully so. However, in police operations, the location of the drone is tracked by associated software for every flight in case the flight needs to be reviewed later. And any footage recorded must either be involved in an active investigation or it must be destroyed within 7 days.
We take privacy very serious. We obviously understand that the perception is that we're up there flying, but it's not something we're looking into people's windows or something like that. We value your privacy as much as you do.
There are also concerns about the cost. Surprisingly, much of the funding comes from an unusual source.
It is expensive. The drone program with upfront costs and the fees that we pay is expensive, but it's important to understand that the program was started through private donations through the Edina Crime Prevention Fund, and they've kind of recognized the importance of this program, and it's going to continue as long as we have that support.
In the end, Edina residents can feel assured that there are many benefits to city drone use.
As far as finding persons or bad guys, there are a lot of benefits to officer safety as well. It's another tool we have in the toolbox that helps us do our job better, and as long as we can do our job better, it benefits everybody.
For Edina TV, I'm Tom Cornell.
To support the Edina Crime Prevention Fund with a tax-deductible contribution, go to edinacrimefund.org. The City of Edina continues to closely monitor the spread of the novel coronavirus and related variants in an effort to keep those who live and work here up to date about COVID-19. Please visit edinamn.gov/coronavirus for the latest updates, or sign up to receive City Extra emails or text messages. Thank you for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. On behalf of the entire Edina TV crew, happy holidays. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.